It's interesting because when we tell stories and we measure, if you will, and we think about citizen advocacy, at least in our world, we think about it mostly through story rather than data or statistics. I mean, we keep some data, we keep a few statistics, but really it's about stories. And some of the stories are easy to understand because there's stories about a person who meets someone and as they get to know the person, they identify an opportunity and they go out and they create the opportunity. And then that unfolds and something good happens for somebody. Somebody gets a job. So, for example, it's fun to tell a story about Bubba Lowenthal, who met a man named Billy Glisson, and Bill was looking for work and had been unsuccessful finding work. And then the way Bubba approached that was he went back through his high school annual. He grew up in Savannah. He looked through his high school annual. He began making a list of people he went to high school with who owned their own businesses. And then he started calling his old high school buddies and talking with them and finding out about their businesses. And then as he began to learn that, he and Billy started going to visit. And then that was the way Billy got his first job. Was Bubba had a friend who was owned a concrete business. Billy got a job working in the concrete business. So that's a pretty easy story to tell. It's about one person helping somebody find a job by using their network. So that's a pretty easy story to tell. It's harder to tell a story where not much changes in the person's life except the most important thing. And the most important thing that changes is the person knows that someone has come to love them, that someone has come to take them seriously. And those stories are a little bit harder to tell because those stories are really very much stories of the heart rather than stories of the landscape, so to speak. So another type of story that people find, I think, hard to think about, but we consider valuable stories, are stories where the advocate really bears witness to suffering. Because there are situations, there are times when the playing field is so tilted, the deck is so stacked against someone that no matter really how hard the advocate tries, sometimes no matter how many other people they get involved to try to help make an accomplishment or keep something really bad from happening, things don't work out very well. And when that happens, really the challenge is for the advocate to not run, because it's human nature. If we don't feel like we've, quote, done a good job, or if we don't feel like, quote, we've succeeded, a lot of times we retreat and run away to save our own ego. So we value stories where the person that we call the advocate stands and bears witness sometimes to suffering. And because I think when a person is hopeless is when they realize that no one even notices the situation that they're in.